Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me, and why. I'm Ross Bolen here as always with my co-host Jared Borislow. Jared, what's up?
What did you just do?
Jared, it occurred to me that many of our listeners don't know you that well. That was a Notorious B.I.G. bar,
Okay.
that opening. You are our fourth full-time co-host since the show launched in January of 2018. Our first and second co-host were by accident. But I thought, you know what? Maybe this is a good time for people to really get to know Jared, you know? Who is this J-Bone hung like a centaur we hear from every Wednesday and Monday with our good friend Ross?
You're not wrong.
So I came up with a series of questions that I think will help everyone listening get to know you better before you're inevitably replaced with little to no explanation in the next 100 episodes or so, as is tradition. But for now, if you're ready, I will begin the Inquisition.
Let's jump right into it, baby.
He has not screened these questions in any way, shape, or form. In fact, nobody that I've ever interviewed on this show has been allowed to screen their questions beforehand, just for the record. Anyway, Jared, have you ever been hypnotized?
Successfully or at all? Like, has there ever been a hypnotist who has attempted to hypnotize me?
Has someone tried to hypnotize you?
No.
Do you say hypnotize or hypnotize, like with an M?
Did I say?
I kind of say it with an M.
It's hypnotize.
Hypnotize.
So I went
Hypnotize
to.
minds.
I was at a family-friendly resort in Vermont called Smuggler's Notch, and they had a family event in this large room where a hypnotist brought people on stage and hypnotized them, and it was a weird setup. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Back up. You went to a what?
It was
a family event.
Family-friendly resort.
Resort.
Yeah.
You and who?
My immediate family and my friend Alex.
And it was where?
In Vermont, Smuggler's Notch.
And they had a hypnotist.
Yeah, that was one of the events. They had a large building on the property that they
but
have large events on.
Normally a resort, they'll have an event and they're like, it's a juggler or a great pianist. But rarely are they like, it's a hypnotizer.
So now you're a hypnotizer. No, he legitimately was a hypnotist, and he was there. So here's what happened. Here's the setup, right? Essentially, he would bring 15 people, 15 volunteers from this large crowd onto the stage and try to hypnotize all of them. And by the end of it,
like a mass hypnosis?
Like a mass hypnosis, literally like some Jonestown Massacre shit, okay? It was a mass hypnosis event.
At a resort?
Yes.
On vacation?
Yes. Okay, so here's what he did. He would hypnotize people.
But why?
For the entertainment of the audience. So, here's what happened.
Where are you?
By the end,
here.
He pretty much said, if it's not working for you, just get off the stage, right? So, my brother was up there.
What do you mean, the hypnotist said this?
He's
oh, what? It's not good. Get the fuck out of here, guy. Fucking tool. Next.
It was people, probably I would say it was probably a 10-minute long hypnosis, right?
For each person?
No, total, for the group as a whole. He hypnotized everybody, the entire group of 15.
What do you make them do? You make them have sex with each other?
No, they stood there on
Back
stage
to the
with their
pile.
eyes closed.
That's lame as shit, man. That's lame.
I know. So, slowly, during the course of the 10 minutes, people would walk off stage. My brother walked off pretty early on because he just was like, I don't feel hypnotized. This is weird. However.
I don't feel What if that was the hypnosis? What if he's still hypnotized because that's what the hypnosis person wanted him to think, that he wasn't being hypnotized and he's been walking this earth a vessel?
It's possible. He's a sleeper cell. He could be a sleeper cell for the North Koreans.
That's what I'm saying.
So what happened was this.
Or the Russians.
At the end of the mass hypnosis
Let's go
event,
full Alex Jones.
There were 3 people on stage who were still hypnotized.
And they were having sex.
They were standing
Did
there
they kiss?
with their eyes closed.
Did they tweak each other's nipples?
No.
How do you hypnotize a group of people on stage and not make them do funny sexual things to each other?
It was a family event. He would have got fired.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Ross, my friend Alex, who was with my family, was one of the 3 people at the end of the show who had remained hypnotized, who was there, completed. Here's what happens, okay? I'm gonna just run this out for you.
Okay.
He snaps his fingers, and they all open their eyes. And they're all like, oh, that was interesting.
Open your eyes.
They go back to their seats. 5 minutes goes by, and what he had told the crowd while they were hypnotized was this. He goes, all right, after everybody gets sent back to their seat, I'm going to say, time to wash the dog. And then if they're truly hypnotized, they'll feel compelled to walk back up on stage.
It should have been something dope like, great googly moogly. You know?
No, it wasn't. I think it was something.
Time to wash the dog.
It was something lame and like not very cool. So he says it. My friend Alex's leg starts twitching like Thumper. Just going thump, 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 thump. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He was like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? And he didn't feel compelled to walk back up on stage, but he clearly had a hypnotic reaction to this man saying it. How crazy is that shit? Apparently, we made fun of Alex for years. We said he was a mental, lunatic.
Mental midget.
We didn't say that.
You can't say that anymore.
Can't say that anymore.
Tony Soprano said it, though.
Did he?
That was a quote. I'm quoting Tony Soprano there. He said a lot of things you can't say. That's not how you go by politically correct diction. You don't look up Tony Soprano quotes, Jared.
Yeah, not the way to do it.
We're letting the kids know.
I've never been hypnotized. My friend Alex has. I watched it happen.
Okay, so you believe you can be hypnotized?
If you are mentally small, yes.
So okay, well, here's what I mean by that. Here's what I think you mean by that. You're saying that you can resist it. If you didn't want to be hypnotized, that you could resist it.
Yes.
I agree with that. But I don't think it has anything to do with being mentally weak or strong. I think it has to do with a willingness to surrender yourself to the circumstance.
I agree to that.
Much like with therapy in general. The thing with hypnosis that's interesting to me, and here's why I ask, because I've got an appointment tomorrow to be hypnotized. Specifically, though, to deal with driving anxiety. It's a hypnosis session just for that. Hypnotization has come a long way, it turns out. It's not just like you get hypnotized like in Get Out or whatever, and then they harvest your body for an old white guy. That's not the only way they do it anymore. It's not just they hold the clock in front of you and then they make you tweak each other's nipples thing.
Yeah, when I say mentally small, I mean at a family event and there's a large hypnotist doing a mass hypnotization for no reason other than entertainment purposes. I don't mean for actual, real things like this that are like actual clinical hypnotic events.
Of course. So it's weird, though, because I didn't know that this version of it existed, that this is like a specific type of hypnosis specifically for this issue that I'm dealing with, driving anxiety. And as you know, Jared, it's like a debilitating issue for me on a day-to-day, even with the self-driving Tesla, which I'm willing to admit now that Elon has refused to come on the show. So, yeah, I'm getting hypnotized tomorrow. I reached the point where I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, bring on the wizards and yogis and energy shamans, because I'm trying to live. So we'll see what happens.
Can I call? What's your hypnotist's name? I want to call up and see if I can put something in your brain.
I don't know her name, and I'm certainly or his name. I'm not going to reveal it if I did know it because that exact reason. Now I'm getting incepted. Next thing you know, I wake up another Jared. Just one more Jared out there walking the earth, which none of us needs.
What do you think it would cost to be like, hey?
I don't even know what it costs for me to go do it. I think it's kind of cheap. In fact, I know it's under $100, which I'll tell you is a little concerning to me.
You're going to let somebody fuck with your brain for less than $100?
For under $100? That's what I'm saying. This is a situation where I would feel more comfortable if it was more pricey. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to pay an arm or a leg here. I'm already giving up my brain.
Yeah, I feel like, though, $100 isn't even enough to cover the insurance premiums you should have if you're a hypnotist.
What if I pop out the other side of this and I'm like, Hail Satan, and want to wear the Lil Nas X shoes and it could happen.
Yeah, I personally
This is a real chance I'm taking here.
Yeah, I'm not letting somebody into my brain if I haven't thoroughly vetted them. And I'm
for $60.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What, is this guy in an alley playing 3-card Monty?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't even know what 3-card Monty is, but I know that's not what I want out of my hypnotist. This episode of RBP is brought to you by Athletic Greens, the most comprehensive daily nutritional beverage I've ever tried. It's great stuff with so many stressors in life. It's difficult to maintain effective nutritional habits and give our bodies the nutrients they need to thrive. We've all got busy schedules, poor sleep, exercise, stress, or simply not eating enough of the right foods, and that's where Athletic Greens helps Jared and I out so much with their daily all-in-one superfood powder. It's your nutritional essential. It's by far the easiest and most delicious nutritional habit that you can add to your health routine today and empower yourself to take ownership of your health. One tasty scoop of Athletic Greens contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multimineral, probiotic, green superfood, and more that all work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, increase energy and focus, aid with digestion, and support a healthy immune system, all without the need to take multiple products, which is key. Simply visit athleticgreens.com/Ross today and join health experts, athletes, and conscious go-getters around the world who make a daily commitment to their health every single day. Get your free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs when you go to athleticgreens.com/Ross today. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/Ross for a free year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs today. Next question. What is earwax, Jared?
Well, you and I are called the Earwax Boys. That's our nickname. People call us that.
Among many other things.
Okay, that's a great question. So, fun fact, everybody in my family who has done 23andMe, I haven't done it, but everybody in my family has, there's a specific trait that 23andMe tells you have, and it's whether you have wet, sticky earwax. Okay? It says you are this likely to have wet, sticky earwax, or you're not likely to have wet, sticky earwax. Ross, do you
Based on genetics?
Yeah. Do you have wet, sticky earwax?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real, transparent, and honest here, and share that with everybody. That I do.
I do as well.
It's not great.
It's genetic. It's not your fault.
So you're telling me there's people out there with dry, non-stick earwax?
Yeah.
That just comes straight out. That's almost a little grosser. You know what? I prefer my earwax to that version of earwax.
Yep.
The crumbly, dry earwax is somehow more disgusting than the wet. Cause mine's alive still almost mine's like
it's alive.
Yeah, and your earwax is like crumbly and dead and gross, like decayed. Like how long has it been in there? We know mine's fresh. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Jared and I and our genetics, we produce the fresh earwax.
Only the freshest.
Eat fresh. Have you ever done that candle thing to get all the earwax out of your ears?
No, I was gonna ask you. I don't understand how that works, and I never have.
I haven't
either. Does it
either.
elongate the candle with your own earwax?
So, like, I'll be real with you. This is something that recently came up in one of my group texts. It's a group text that I don't want to be in. That in fact I've offered to pay $1,000 to be removed from, but because it's a green group text group where like multiple people in there have Androids, you literally cannot exit. It's like a life binding contract. And usually when you're in one of these you don't want to be in, it flames out inevitably because somebody, you just stop talking. No, there's 14 people in here. It's never gonna die. It's a whole fantasy fucking football league. I hate everybody in it. I don't want to keep in touch with a single one of them. I'm just joking, guys. But anyway, one of our buddies in there who's like a real oaf of a human. That's the only way I know how to put it. Just a big galoot, a real dumbass. He sends us a picture. He sends us a lot of pictures. It's usually that late African American gentleman with the giant penis.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Mr. Big Cock.
He sent us a lot of pictures of Mr. Big Cock, and it's not what anybody calls him. And what they do call him, I'm not going to say on the show. It just doesn't, it's not even racist. It just doesn't feel appropriate to say, like, the BBC thing on the show.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like, I don't want to say it.
I'm
not gonna.
You seem like you're going to. Don't say it.
I feel really tempted to, though. It's like fucking, I'm required to. Anyway, what was I talking about?
The guy who sends a picture of Mr. Big Cock.
Yeah, so he sends us a picture, and it's not of Mr. Big Cock. It's of his fucking earwax and the candle.
Yeah.
And
Ew.
this thing pulled out, an ungodly amount of stuff. You wouldn't believe it. Just an insane amount of stuff out of this man's ear. And he had dry, crumbly earwax. He's a dry, crumbly boy, and I was like, that's fucking disgusting. But at the time, it didn't occur to me there's, multiple of us, versions of us.
Yeah, if your
earwax boys.
If your earwax looks like it could top a coffee cake, then I don't want you to fuck with me.
Yeah, at all. And that's what it looks like.
It's gross.
Like almost edible, but like there's something wrong with it.
Like it looks like the Martian surface, right?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's got to be wet and sticky. I want to be able to I want to be able to make an actual candle out of it, I've been collecting mine for years. No, I haven't actually.
I have some information for you. So it turns out the ear canal has glands, and this is according to medicineplus.gov. This might just be what the government wants us to think.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI. I haven't further vetted it. The earwax, the ear canal has canal has glands that produce a waxy oil called cerumen, CERUMEN. Yep.
Cerumen?
It can build up and block the ear canal, and it's one of the most common issues when it comes to hearing loss.
I actually heard that cerumen. That's how you'd say it, cerumen, right?
Saruman,
Cerumen.
Saruman, the wizard from Lord of the Rings. Causes. Earwax protects the ear by trapping and preventing dust, bacteria, and other germs and small objects from entering and damaging the ear, and protecting the delicate skin of the ear canal from getting irritated when water is in the canal. Ipso facto, much like the mosquito, maybe something you don't like, but it's there for a reason. Can't remember what the reason is with the mosquito, but
I heard Saruman was the alter ego of Mr. Big Cock.
should have gone with Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Are you still doing Saruman jokes?
I just did one.
Awesome. Next question. I think this is going well so far.
Yeah, I think we got the dogs here, by the way. If you're watching on
we
YouTube,
do, yeah. If
we
you're
have
watching the
dogs here.
video, we have Bruce and Bella in the recording studio with us, and there's 4 of us here. If you were like, I'm only listening to 2 people talk, it's like, you are, but
Yeah.
there's also 2 dogs big chilling.
And we're recording at the
Bolen
headquarters.
Media HQ, man, at the headquarters, where, long story short, this morning I got here, and I had actually, you know how you lock your keys in your car? I had locked my keys in our office, which is a house, which I then had to break into with a hammer, which then on the way out the door, I forgot that the garage door, the internal garage door, had been busted with a hammer, and that the dogs are here, and that when I left and set the alarm to protect the dogs and all the equipment in our office, obviously, and just generally the home, the dogs were going to be able to push that garage door open, and that's exactly what they did, Jared. That's exactly what they did. So instead of recording at the studio, we're back in Bolen Media HQ with Bruce and Bella. All is well.
Which one do you think was the culprit and opened the
It
door?
was fucking Bruce, absolutely 100%. Look at him.
Yeah, it looks like it was Bruce.
Guilty bastard. All right, here's your next question. And I like this one. You should know. All right, what's the most athletic thing you could do on demand right now? Like doing a backflip, maybe it's hitting a drive, shooting a jump shot, like the one thing that would showcase your entire athletic prowess. What would it be?
As Ross knows, I'm a very, 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 very good ping pong player.
I'd say there was two or three too many varies in there, but I agree beyond that.
Like, Ross and I,
You and I are like Forrest Gump good.
we're unbelievable. Ross and I played every single day for probably 2 years.
2.5 years?
We played at least 2 games a day. Every day.
Not a joke, yeah.
I'm not being like hyperbolic.
We
Ross
worked
and
at
I
the same
played-
company. We had a ping pong table in the office, and we played twice a day for like 2 years.
And
I literally got to a point where I wouldn't play anybody else in the office. I only played ping pong with Jared.
because our styles are so opposite that we both had so much fun playing against each
And
other.
I just hated so many of our coworkers.
So, Ross and I actually pretty much became friends because of playing ping pong. That's like the actual thing that made us friends.
I thought we were friends before that, but sure.
No, I hated your guts.
Oh, well, ping pong brought you to me.
Yeah, you were my boss's boss, so I was like, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I would probably be Ross. One of those crazy saves I would do. So Ross's style of ping pong. By the way, we're trying to get a ping pong for headquarters.
No, we're absolutely getting one. We just don't know where to put it yet because there's not like a really great flat surface that's big enough.
I
Because
know.
we play like 20 feet back from the table, like
Yeah.
you see in the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like they do over in Asia. They fucking back up 3 feet every time they hit the ball. Next thing you know, you need a big space for that,
You
brother.
do.
You don't consider this, but you need a big old space. Maybe just the full backyard becomes a ping pong field.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't
First
like outdoor
ever-
pong. I think
Okay.
outdoor pong, the wind plays too much of a factor.
You're right, absolutely. See, this is where, God damn it, we're going to need an extension or a large shed.
I know. So Ross's style is he pretty much has his balls on the table. I don't mean his testicles.
Yeah.
Like Ross literally stands up against a table and it's just a wall. Just
I'm a tall, lanky dude with testicles.
you can cover the entire table just standing at the table. So that's his style. He just does that.
Like, look, if you're watching right now, like my wingspan is just like, it's undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
It's undeniable. I'm almost touching Jared. And we're 6 feet apart for the sake of social distancing or whatever.
Yes.
Didn't you get vaccinated?
I did. I just
We
got
talked
vaccinated.
about it on an episode.
Got one. One and
Wasn't
two.
it last episode?
Mhm.
Wow, anybody who really wants to hear about the vaccination experience should go listen to that episode if they haven't already.
They should. So Ross stands up against a table, whereas I am a little spider monkey.
Testicles.
Okay? I'm running, sprinting everywhere. I dive. I do crazy shit. Like, you would never, ever look at J-Bone and go, yeah, that guy is nimble and agile, but Ross, please speak to it.
It is hell on earth. For some reason, when the man approaches a ping pong table, it's like he's taking a shit ton of Adderall or something, and he's up there just tweaking out, and he lives to be the guy who backs up off the table and just serves you up softball after softball so that you can slam the fuck out of it, but he's so far back and somehow undeniably spider monkey-esque that he just keeps it alive somehow. And he often does it behind the back, but not in a strategic way, in like a I can do this way because that's how much he's practiced. And I know you think I'm making this up. I'm not making this up. Like, that's how good he is at ping pong. And it is fucking obnoxious. And the point rallies take 30 minutes. And by the end of the game, I'm sweaty and gross. None of us ever got any work done. It was just me and Jared, like, recovering from ping pong and then playing more ping pong.
I used to
Which in hindsight might be why the company went down, because we were probably the two most genius people there.
I used to have to dab my pits with Chipotle napkins after we played ping pong in the office because I was so sweaty.
Fucking grody, dude.
That's real. I would get back to my cubicle, look around, see nobody was looking, and just take the Chipotle napkins off my desk and just dab the pits down.
And
you'd
be on one side of the table with no shoes on, playing against me on the other side of the table in like some Jordans.
Yeah.
It was just, and people were trying to have meetings and shit. Like,
so for me, it is my amazing behind the back winners that are not done out of necessity. They are done because I am such a goddamn showboat at ping pong. Ross, there were a few times ever. Usually,
it's a good choice. I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna blow this, and that is the best answer for you to showcase how athletic you are or aren't. Would be playing ping pong. It's the place where I've watched you and gone, okay, Jared, okay.
We need to get the ping pong and live stream our games.
We do. Because Barstool does this sometimes.
Do they?
Yeah.
But
I mean, not
we gotta
like
be
it
better.
matters.
We gotta be better, right? Like
at ping pong?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've watched them play. They suck.
Yeah, we're amazing.
They suck. Anytime those guys want to throw down on the table, Jared and I are more than well. We'll do doubles. Hell, come on.
Yeah.
Jared will do only behind the back shots.
By the way, how demoralizing would it be when I would get a behind the back winner to a walk off winner to win the game, which I did to you multiple times.
Very, like literally day ruining though, not in a kidding way. Like didn't produce a single thing the rest of the day because you ruined everything for me. Ironically, the only other person in the office who was like a real threat on the table now does our ad sales.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of hilarious.
The 3 actual good ping pong players at the company.
I think I only beat him, shouts to Matt, like probably 5 times.
I beat him twice.
And it was definitely under 5 times. And just another, like, just a dude that, like, if you put a lineup of people and were like, pick guys who would crush you at ping pong, there is absolutely zero chance I'm picking Matt. No offense, Matt. And the man is just an animal at the table.
I think I've played him.
And you're one of these inexplicably talented ping pong freaks who otherwise looks like a non-threatening sheep boy.
I do look like a little lamb. I think I've played Matt probably 12, 13 times, and I only won twice. He's very good. He has a great serve, and he's a spin boy. The amount of spin he puts, and it's not like your buddy who spins it, but really it's all he can do. Matt just has he has great mind for when to spin. Yeah,
great mind for when to spin.
People probably think we're kidding. Like I cannot wait until they see how good we are.
This is a dead serious conversation.
I cannot.
This is a dead serious conversation. So, I don't even know what mine would be like if I had to. If it was like, what would my one thing? Because it's certainly not golf. Mm-hmm. Certainly not hitting a drive. That would be like the thing if I wanted to show people like how non-athletic I am. Like here's how much I actually suck at sports. That would be the thing I would do. It would probably be pitching. Like give me 15 minutes to warm up, and I'll throw a few down the middle for you before my shoulder pops out of socket and I have to go to the hospital. And that would be the thing that would make you go like, okay, yeah, Ross was good at sports at one point.
We need to do a pitch off between you and Lance McCullers Jr.
That's a really fucking good idea. It would be hilarious, but again, we will have to keep in mind that I do end up in the hospital when we do this. Like,
and I will catch...
Something is very wrong with my shoulder still.
I will be the catcher.
It's the only reason I'm not a pro, Jared.
I will catch a ball from Lance McCullers with no pads, just a normal glove, not even a catcher's glove.
Jared, I don't even want you to do this.
This
is an example of an idea that I'm just going to need to alter immediately and say you have to wear a helmet at the very least and a cup.
Well, what I'm imagining happens is this. He throws it so fast, it breaks through the netting in between my thumb and my index finger and absolutely knocks me out, and I collect workman's compensation.
I was about to say, Lance just signed an $85 million contract. He's just going to think this is a scheme for us to try to get money out of him somehow.
Probably. It might have been.
But now we have to do this, so
gotta be funny.
I'm going to have to actually try to set it up, which is embarrassing.
I need to address something that a lot of people are going to come at me for on social media.
What's that?
Everybody knows this. I'm wearing a hat right now for it. I'm a massive disc golfer. I'm probably I'm not kidding. I might be the only person on Twitter who is a disc golfer and verified aside from Brody Smith. Like legitimately. There's not a lot of disc golf is a very unverified on social media sport.
The fuck is Brody Smith?
I'm trying to get him on the podcast. He's a very, very famous YouTuber. Got famous for being an ultimate frisbee guy. Did some stuff with Dude Perfect, and now and then he became a golfer.
You say an alternate frisbee guy?
Ultimate.
Is that like the alt-right, but a frisbee?
No, ultimate frisbee.
Like we don't believe in this frisbee, we believe in that frisbee? type of situation?
No.
Ultimate.
Ultimate. It's
the ultimate frisbee.
Have you not heard of the sport ultimate frisbee?
Dude,
you are about to have.
Oh
my god!
I will not fuck with you, Jared. Ultimate frisbee is one of the greatest games ever invented.
Oh, good.
We got to play it a lot at St. Francis Episcopal Day School at recess or PE or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It was organized. Like, they were like, today we're playing Ultimate Frisbee. Here are the teams. And, like, we didn't fuck around. Like, we took it dead ass serious, just like dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just as violent and amazing as dodgeball. It was the ultimate PE game, frankly. Ultimate Frisbee Day was my day. And again, I'm built for that game.
Yeah, you're lanky.
Yeah, I'm a giraffe.
So
Just put
Brody
me
Smith,
out there, coach. I'm going to get that fucking disc.
very famous Ultimate Frisbeer, and after Ultimate Frisbee, he turned his focus on golf for like a year or two, and
Great
then
field vision, too.
I can see it.
Don't let me distract you. Just keep talking.
And then last year, Brody Smith said he was going to dedicate his full effort to being a professional disc golfer, and now he has like 1 million followers and like a couple million maybe YouTube subscribers, and he's just took over the sport, and he's causing a lot of controversy because a lot of people are like, "You're changing the sport up. You're coming in and you're just like messing with the sport." And I'm like, dude, Brody's just doing him. Respect Brody. Respect Brody Smith.
I didn't realize there was that level of drama in the world of disc golf influencers.
You don't. This is the thing, Ross. Until you get into disc golf as deep as I am, I'm extremely deep.
I never will.
I could name right now 30 professional disc golfers.
You're far too deep.
I could do it. Should I do it?
No, Jared. No, we're not doing that live on the air. For the love of God.
On Patreon this Friday.
It concerns me greatly that there you go. There's our next Patreon test this Friday on patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast, and you somehow have to not study between now and then. It concerns me greatly that I know you can't name 30 players in probably any other, well, probably the NFL you could. Yeah. Not the NBA.
You know what? Friday, Patreon, I'm going to try to name 30 players in every major
league?
American sport, yeah.
Okay. I like this.
So let's write this down. So
anyway, so I'd throw a pitch.
People are wondering why I'm not saying disc golf. It's because I'm legitimately a far better ping pong player than I am disc golfer.
Well,
I love disc golf. I'm just not like amazing at it.
I thought this through, and I thought your dumb ass would go with disc golf, and I was all queued up to roast you. Like, that was the whole point of this whole episode, actually, was just to get to this question, and then you would say disc golf, and then I'd roast you. Because I've watched, like, amazing disc golf highlights. You've showed me some.
Yeah.
You've showed me some of your own shots that I was like, Jesus Christ, that was actually pretty insane.
Yeah.
But on camera watching disc golf, it's why you would never pick regular golf. Because you could hit an amazing shot in golf, like one of the best shots that anybody's going to hit on that course that day. But if you showed people that video, they'd be like, they wouldn't be able to really tell. Because we've all watched like Tiger Woods highlights and, you know, all the PGA guys. Golf's one of those sports like you make it look easy, but the level of difficulty is not something you understand unless you play that game.
Yeah.
So with disc golf, nobody's going to care because we've all played Frisbee, you know, in the yard.
It's not very impressive. I agree.
You have to say the thing.
Which thing?
That you can't say Frisbee because it's...
Oh, sorry. Frisbee is a trademark owned by the Waymo Corporation. You need to call it disc golf.
Yeah, he doesn't have to say that. It just amuses me.
Yeah. So, oh, yeah, by the way, you said you've seen amazing disc golf shots. I'll tell you what those were. That was Philo Brathwaite's Albatross.
His name is Philo?
Philo Brathwaite.
And his last name is Brathwaite.
Yes. He had an Albatross at Milo McIver Disc Golf Course during the Beaver State Fling. That's the most famous one you see, where the guy throws it and it goes right and then left around the trees and then in. Then you probably saw Kevin Jones's ace downhill at Maple Hill in Massachusetts.
This is serious, though. Like, he's this educated on this shit. It's fucking just...
And you might have seen Nico Lacastro's at Winthrop Gold. See, he had an Albatross as well.
This is an example.
He jumped off a tree afterwards.
Even a year ago, a younger, less mature, wise, and good-looking Ross would have said, made fun of you right now, or like, whatever. But, dude... I love this about you now. In fact, I have made fun of you for this for many years. Many years, on the air and off. But now I love this about you because I think it really impresses me about people when they find something that they love and they're passionate about and that it's something random, too. I feel like that's what most of my shit is sort of like. I don't know.
I've always kind of wanted something like that. And when I found disc golf, I loved how niche it was. And it was really fun and really niche. And when you find something like that.
It's also just cheap, easy, perfect place, Austin, for it.
Austin is.
Well, in the summer it's a little toasty, but you know.
I would say the #1 disc golf city in America. If you look at the ratings on UDisc, it's #2, I believe, behind Charlotte. But Austin, I've never been to Charlotte.
This is just.
But so the deal is this: Charlotte's woods courses, and Austin is more like kind of brush. So woods courses are a lot harder to get into the game if you're playing woods because it's just a lot of trees and it's very tight lines.
This question just didn't go the way I planned.
Sorry. But yeah, disc golf. By the way, disc golf. hit me up in the DMs if you're ever interested. I've turned a lot of listeners.
Did you just tell the sport to holler at you?
No, people.
Oh,
listeners.
people who like it.
Yeah. I've had a lot of. I've turned people on.
Yeah, there are
golf.
dozens of you, dozens. I fucking know. I get it. All right, whatever. Next question.
Yes.
Why do you want to work at this company?
Hold on, I need to sit up and do the hand church. Isn't that what they say to do? The hand church?
Yeah, do the hand church, and I'll do the. What does the other guy do? What does the guy asking the questions do?
I think he's jerking off under the table.
He jacks it under the table. Well, I can't. There's no table.
There's no table. By the way, I just realized if you look at the YouTube video, I'm just trying to do the handstand, which is what you're supposed to do in interviews. They say. I feel like I'm the guy. I feel like I'm the guy, the kid on the sidewalk. What is it? What's he say? You know the meme of the kid on the sidewalk who's like.
What does the kid on the sidewalk
say? Oh my God!
say?
Why am I blanking? It's literally was my Twitter profile.
You're
image.
getting everybody to yell at their radios,
Hold on.
Jared.
It's the kid on the sidewalk meme. He's dressed up and he says. He's in the pink outfit and the Sperry's. You know what I'm talking about.
And he says, Opa Gangnam Style.
This is a very famous meme. You know it.
Sidewalk kid meme.
What does he say? It was.
I got you, bro. I'm going to use the internet since you're too fucking stupid.
He was in Tampa.
You know I had to do it to him.
That's what I feel like when I do this. I feel like I'm the I had to do it to him.
He's doing it
kid.
different, though. He's like.
Lucky Luciano. I had to do it to him.
And he's in a pink fucking button-down with pink fucking khaki shorts on, bro.
Anyways, here's why I want to work here.
Why would you do that?
So I have this plan I've had for a long time.
Okay.
Where once you befriend a Major League Baseball pitcher, I'm going to have said pitcher throw a fastball into a glove I've rigged to have a hole in it. It's going to knock me out, knock a couple teeth out. So I'm going to collect workman's compensation as well as sue you for putting me in that position.
Okay. That was the plan all along. I'm going to have you know up front. I only got was it $500 for a tooth? You know?
When you bit into a Kind bar and your tooth came out with it?
And the Kind bar company sent me $500.
That actually happened?
It really happened.
What, do they Venmo you? Cash App?
Oh, they sent me a check in the mail. You know how much the tooth ended up costing?
Free?
It was about $10,000.
What?
Yeah. 500 didn't get me all the way there, Jared. Didn't get me all the way there. I had to get an implant. I have a full-blown implant.
People don't know this story. Ross bit into a Kind bar, and then when he bit down,
pulled the Kind bar out, and a tooth came with it. And it was because back in the day in high school, I had a tooth almost entirely knocked out by a beer can when I was running around a trampoline. Long story short, and I'm not gonna explain it. Just picture it in your head. And so there was a chunk of the tooth left in there with the root. And they just put a cap on it. They were like, I would just throw a cap on this bitch. And they did. And then for many years, that cap held strong. That cap is one of my front two teeth. It's an important position in the mouth of all the dentile community in there.
Did you get that for Christmas one year? You said it was one of your two front teeth? I
did. I got it, and it was all I wanted. And I got it. And I had great parents, and a great tooth fairy. So the cap came off when I bit into this Kind bar, and then Kind bar gave me $500, and then the dentist told me, well, there's not enough root left. We have to just take it out and put in a whole implant. And I said, that's cool. And they sent me to a dude who does that, and it was about $10,000 all said and done.
But at least Kind sent you $500.
Took a whole fucking year, too. It was a nightmare. Goddamn nightmare. Take care of your teeth. Brush your teeth with a Quip toothbrush. And floss your teeth with a Quip floss.
Are you about to go into an ad read, or is this just...
No, this is just for fun.
Oh, nice.
Because they're a sponsor.
Quip. What's the code?
RBP. GetQuip.com.
/RBP?
I don't know, man. You really put me on the spot here with my fucking memory. Why don't you look it up, chieftain?
I don't have a computer. My computer ran out of
phone's
battery.
a foot and a half away. I'm staring
at
it.
Because then I'll knock into the microphone and the microphone
What if I
over.
use my foot to kick it over
Don't
to
touch my phone. I just got that phone.
It's fine.
It's
look.
new. It's an iPhone Pro.
Look.
12
Oh,
Pro.
that's the brand new one?
Yes. You just try to kick it off a freaking
Dude,
table.
look, I accidentally cracked mine even further now. It's a spider web situation. I'm going to have to order a new one.
No. I saw on TikTok there were these dudes who replaced the glass backing.
I'm not going to get on TikTok and find some guy to come fix my... Look up whatever you were supposed to look up, you horse's ass.
I already forgot.
So did I.
Oh, it's the Quip code.
Oh, yeah.
This is an ad read now.
It is not an ad read. How many times do I have to say it to you? Fuck. Unbelievable. Working with a child. We've got more questions. You didn't really do a great job with that why do you want to work at this company one, by the way. This next one you better crush. Did you find it?
No.
God damn it. Now you've just gone back to sitting there in the fucking hands position like you're being interviewed. I apologize for this. This is very unprofessional and unbecoming of this organization. We typically don't behave in such a fashion. Jared's having what I would consider to be a minor meltdown. It's get.
I'm doing great, sweetie.
It's getquip.com/RBP. I was right the whole time. GETQUIP.com/RBP. Quip, the good habits company. Anyway, brush your teeth, kids, so that you don't have to lose teeth and then get $500 from Kind Bar.
Seems specific. But...
It's the moral of the story, you horse's ass. All right, Jared, tell us about your dog.
My dog, Millie.
Millie. Your dog's name is Millie.
Millie, yes. She is a 47-ish pound Aussie Doodle.
Aussie Doodle.
Yeah, so here's what's funny.
That's an Australian Shepherd mixed with a...
Poodle.
Poodle.
Now, here's the deal.
I have 2 Australian Shepherds, as you well know. They're right next to you.
I'm looking at them.
They're sleeping.
So
they're toys.
There's a big debate in the Aussie Doodle community about whether they should be called Aussie Doodles or Aussie Poos.
No one's arguing for Doocy.
Nobody's arguing for a Doocy.
Well, they should be.
So, well, it's a bit too complex.
Uh-huh.
Because technically, if you want to get real technical, it would be a Poosy, which you can't call. What kind of dog do you have? Yeah, I got a Poosy.
I don't know. I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
We've always called it an Aussie Doodle because, like, when you think of a doodle is a dog mixed with a poodle mix, so like a Labradoodle, a
child's
golden doodle.
Drawing. That's what I think of.
But usually, like, there's no D in Australian Shepherd except at the end of Shepherd, so it has to be an Australian Shepherdoodle. There's no D in Poodle. Where's the D coming from, right?
There's no I in team either.
It's true. So, but Aussie
Millie.
Poo sounds dumb.
There's an I in Millie.
There is an I in Millie. There's 2 I's in Millie. M-I-L-L-I-E.
Millie Vanilli. Why'd you name her Millie? You a big Millie Vanilli fan?
We like the name...
Secret Millie Vanilli
we like
guy?
the name Amelia.
Earhart?
Amelia Earhart's decent Amelia.
Clark? Big Daenerys people?
Bedelia.
Amelia Bedelia.
Yeah, we just like the name Amelia, so Millie. But it also kind of works because Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
Big fan of Lil Wayne, are you? Amelia. You ever heard that song?
Yeah, I know that song. That was a very famous song.
Lollipop? You heard Lollipop by Lil Wayne?
I'm a fireman.
Lick you like a lollipop. I lived above a bar that played that song as the first song when they opened, followed swiftly by Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night. And both songs were completely fucking ruined. In fact, I couldn't listen to Lil Wayne, period, for years because of that. So tell us a little bit about your dog.
She's very sweet, extremely playful. We need
40,
to take her
40-something pounds, you said?
47-ish pounds. We need to take her to the dog park twice a day or else she will go so crazy and be annoying that we have to, like,
How
take
old
her
is
out.
Millie? Vanilli?
14 months, I believe. A year and 2 or 3 months.
Oh, she's a young lass.
A young lass.
That would explain the need for dual parkage.
And I think she is the cutest dog in the world. I'm not kidding. I think if you, like, looked at her, I think you would agree. Even cuter than your own
You're
dogs.
sitting too close to my dogs to say that and me not just feel a little twinge of pain internally.
Well, everybody thinks their own dogs are the cutest. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's how it works with people and their kids, too.
I mean, some people have to, like, understand their kid's not that cute, though, right?
They don't, though, because I've met some of these people. They just don't know.
And
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
like, as long as you think your kid's cute, who cares?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, why do they care that you think the kid's cute? Because it's a reflection on them, right? That's why they care.
I guess. We care too much about what other people think. Way, way, way too much. It's bizarre.
We have a great clip on TikTok of you talking about this.
We do, but it's just like, God, dude, we overthink stuff and ruin it for ourselves, and it stinks. Millie doesn't do that, though.
No, Millie's chill.
Millie's big chilling, except she needs to go to the park twice a day or she'll go insane.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of things I have to do twice a day or I'll go insane, but we'll get to those on patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast on Friday.
I'm excited.
Yeah. You ready for the next question?
Yes.
What's your kink? You a furry? A foot guy? Ass and titties? You like role-playing? Want to be called Jerry Two Holes in bed? Candle in the bum like Jordan Belfort? End of question.
Well, what's my kink?
Yes.
I've been trying to find one for a while now. What are you laughing about? Don't kink shame. This guy can't even talk about kinks. He's kink shaming himself.
I'm sorry. I
Can I
just
answer
pictured you in a gimp suit and fucking lost it, man. I'm crying a little bit. There's actual tears in my eyes.
Why is that a bad image for you? Why is it funny?
It's just funny.
You're saying I couldn't be a gimp?
No, I think you'd be a funny, hilarious gimp.
Okay.
Anyway, what's your kink?
So yeah, like I said, I've been looking for a kink for years. I just feel like I've just been stale in that regard, right? So I went to go to a kink store. So I went to Kinko's, and they weren't having any of what I was asking.
They try to make copies of your ass or something?
Well, I just walked in. I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a kink," and they were like,
"What's my kink?"
They were like, "Oh, we have a fax machine over there." I was like, "No."
They were like, "You want to pay for some internet?"
And I was like, well, "Yeah." Well, like, you gonna shove that fucking modem up my ass?
Oh God! Oh, we're back. Next question. What's your management style?
It's going off the wall. How do you go from that to that? How do you go from like, why do you want to be in this company?
We're trying to get people to get to know you. Just answer the fucking question, you piece of shit.
My management style. Do you want me to answer? Okay, yeah, I'll just answer. I mean, I like to empower my subordinates to believe.
Subordinates? I don't think
they
you're
are.
allowed to call them that
You
anymore.
are. I do. You're my subordinate. If you are beneath me, you're my subordinate, and you will be subordinate to me.
You empower them?
I empower my subordinates. First thing I do is I don't call them subordinates to their face. I only call them that in theory.
Okay, got you.
I let them know that
What do you call them to their face?
their name. I don't know.
Okay. You let them know what?
I let them know that any criticisms they have, they can come to me with them, and I won't tell I won't tell my boss or anything. I'll tell the CEO who could fire them, and then I'll get them fired.
You skip right up the chain.
Why would I waste time going to my boss who might not get them fired? I know if I just go to the CEO, it's like, hey, this dude's a piece of shit.
No, this is actually a practical management style because, look, oftentimes the truth of the matter is that your boss has a vested interest in keeping you where you are. Your boss might not actually want you to rise the way you could if you work at a bad company and they're trying to maybe they're vying for this position that maybe they see you as a threat type of thing. So everybody knows if you have any problem at work, no matter how big or how small, fuck your boss. Go straight to the CEO.
Yeah.
I think that's just all around a good
and if you
really,
have
it's an employee
boss,
management style. It's how you manage yourself, Jared, that's most important, isn't it? At the end of the day?
If you think you have a good boss, your boss is angling. He's trying to get you fired.
Yep. If you like your boss and you've been like, oh, man, I got lucky. My boss is actually cool. I love having beers with him. Your boss is probably he's angling and likely trying to sleep with someone you care about.
Mm-hmm. See,
Your
Ross
spouse.
is my boss, and it works out because I really fucking hate him.
Yep. It's perfect.
That's exactly the relationship you want.
It's perfect. Because now neither of us has to worry about where we actually stand. We know
Yeah.
that we despise each other.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to put a whoopee cushion under your seat and then videotape it.
Did you know that Tesla has a whoopee cushion app in it?
For when you sit in the seat?
I'll show you when we're done recording. It's quite literally the stupidest feature anyone has ever added to an actually important piece of technology. And here's the beauty of it. Like, you know how when the iPhone first came out, it's not like immediately there were a bunch of trash apps. It took a bit.
Yeah.
Like at first it was just like really usable stuff and then some fun games. Imagine if the first version of the iPhone had like immediately came with, a whoopee cushion instead of a U2 album.
There's one really good iPhone app that I think it was like an original app that's still to this day amazing.
What is it? The fucking high porn app.
The high porn app, which also, the reason why it's famous is the ham horn.
Ham.
That's a different ham. They changed the ham up on me.
Man, that was weird.
Why
is there one that yells ham, though?
I don't. It's a ham horn. Why do they? I'm just confused why they added it in. It used to be a different person saying ham. It used to be a woman. Now it's a man saying ham. I like my ham woman.
That sucks. You should be able to pick.
That's
is there
my
one
kink.
with like an Australian accent?
My kink is the ham woman.
Let's
play it on repeat.
You can't go back and change your answer. This episode of the Ross Bolen podcast is also brought to you by Felix Gray glasses. There are a lot of blue light glasses on the market, but to lump them all together is like lumping Honda Civics in with Teslas together as cars. Most clear blue light Lenses filter 2 to 3% of the blue light from screens. Felix Gray filters 15 times more. They've got high-quality frame materials, durable, super lightweight. They can be adjusted to fit any face. Mine, I've accidentally sat on many times, bent them out of shape, bent them right back to where they needed to be. They're incredible, incredibly durable. Very stylish as well. I have multiple pairs of the Faraday frames. I have the Nash frames from Felix Gray as well. Look up the Faraday, look up the Nash. They're the best. They've also got advanced sleep glasses that relieve serious daily eye strain and were especially designed for late night screen time to improve sleep. For those of you who are like me and you end up on screens, 12 hours a day, by the end of the day, your eyes are burnt out. Mine right now, they've been bugging me lately. I've been really burnt out. So you'll see I'm wearing the clear Faraday from Felix Gray right now as we speak. Been wearing them for a couple days, giving my eyes a break from the old contact lenses. Felix Gray is incredible. They're the best blue light lenses in the industry, and they come standard at $95, or you can add your prescription at checkout starting at $145. Finally, a pair of glasses designed for the 21st century. Join the over 250,000 people that report noticeable relief from screen time with their glasses when you go to felixgrayglasses.com/RBP to shop glasses that work as hard as you do. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/RBP. Free shipping, free exchanges, 30-day money-back guarantee. felixgrayglasses.com/RBP. felixgrayglasses.com/RBP. Next question. If you were an animal, which one would you want to be and why? If you were an animal, which one would you want to be and why? 30 seconds.
I'd like to be a dragonfly. I think they're a beautiful and interestingly shaped animal. I guess they're an insect. Can I do insects?
It counts as an animal. Insects are animals.
I think they look like a biplane, which
Many
I think
people
is cool.
forget this.
It really pushes towards my World War II, like
Obsession?
appreciation.
Appreciation.
That's a weird
See,
word.
there's no way to put it. Because, I've been
interest.
I've gone down this road before with the World War II thing because I'm really, really into World War II movies and the history of World War II as an era. And I at one point caught myself in that sentence where I was like, I kind of have like a World War II obsession. And then I was like, well, that doesn't sound like something I want to be putting into the universe at all.
Man, I really just love World War
God,
II.
I'm fucking obsessed with World War II, man. I fucking love World War II so much.
And the last reason I'd want to be an insect in general is because
millions and millions and millions of people died. Millions and
millions.
millions and millions and millions and millions. Yeah. Anyway,
it's a lot.
Dragonfly, you say?
Yeah. Realistically, any insect kind of works because one thing I've always wanted. A lot of people know this about me, and it only happens to insects really. Is I've always wanted to be eaten out by a chameleon. You know those big tongues. They go like Yoshi.
We had more questions, but I'm maybe just in this interview.
No, I'm doing the hands tent. Church hands.
It's just
Yoshi's Island, Greg.
That was a good one. Yoshi, my second character. You know how Biden got roasted? He was like, I play Mario Kart with fucking. Why am I doing W for Biden? God, this is. He was like, I play with Luigi, or who'd he say he plays with? Somebody that nobody plays with. Everybody was like, what the hell? Oh, this sucks. I'm going to have to use the internet again. I'm fucking sick and tired of using the goddamn internet.
Biden plays Mario Kart, and he talked about it?
Yeah, he talked about which character he plays with, and
Daisy?
Luigi.
I like Luigi.
No one plays with Luigi as their main.
I did. I think
Anyway,
I did.
I'm a Toad main. Toad is my main. Yoshi secondary, though. Yoshi secondary.
Yeah. I can't look at Toad anymore
Why's that?
after what Stormy Daniels said.
Don't do this, dude.
I'm just saying, you asked me why.
I'm just saying, my brain is currently, it's only half remembering what happened, and I know it's that she described, his but I'm not, I can't fully remember, and I feel like it doesn't ruin Toad for me unless I fully remember, so I'm going to stay in my happy, naive place. Ignorance is bliss.
Remember, people forget that I also can do an amazing Waluigi impersonation.
Waluigi?
Yeah.
Which is the...
Wario and Luigi fucked.
And they made Waluigi.
Yeah.
Which they really slid that one in there. They were like, on just this, it was like, Mario Kart 3. And then they were like, here's Waluigi. It's a combination of Wario and Luigi. Because, and then the only answer can literally be, because they fucked. That's the only explanation for why Waluigi would exist.
Or maybe Kirby sucked in both Luigi and Wario, and then Waluigi is just Kirby.
Can we legally insert a bunch of Mario Kart sound effects into this show every week going forward?
We did do that on the last Patreon. It's a good point. People liked it.
We did. People were super into the sound bites we did on patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast, where, as we speak, the numbers are growing.
Oh, a big time.
The numbers are growing.
My Waluigi impersonation. Right?
It's the silent majority, Jared. The real silent majority.
Wow.
You know what's fucked up?
It's good.
Is you look a lot like Luigi. Like, a lot. Like, maybe low-key, like, you have a doppelganger in Luigi, bro. Now, I'm pulling up pictures of Luigi, okay? And I'll point out the similarities to you. Facial structure. Facial hair, if you shaved it and just had the stash. Ears, exact same. And very similar eyebrows. You are very much a Luigi, my friend.
Should I go as Luigi for Halloween?
Wow.
That's Waluigi. But you kind of look like Waluigi because he's lanky. And you have Waluigi body 100%. Body by Waluigi over
I've always struggled to pick a body. You know what I used to go with? Gumby. But that's not accurate because Gumby doesn't have chicken legs. Gumby's got thick legs,
Absolutely
bro. Gumby leg
thick.
day's hard. So it's not Gumby for me, right?
No.
So maybe this is who it is.
You have Waluigi
It's
body.
just not really a me.
Look up Waluigi, and you'll be like, oh my god, that's me. You just need to get a mustache. Let's go as Luigi.
So
and
who's your
Waluigi.
main on Mario Kart? Oh my god, I'm Waluigi.
You have Waluigi body.
I just need pointier ears.
Mm-hmm.
I've got everything else going here.
On Mario Kart, I actually think for Double Dash, I would do Baby Toad and like Baby Mario.
The hell is Double Dash? Just talking OG Mario Kart here, bro.
Probably Yoshi.
Okay. It's a good choice, but
Yeah.
you know.
I actually was, you know what? Mario Kart's great, and I'm more of a Diddy Kong racing guy.
How the fuck do you pick a dragonfly for which animal you would be and why?
You're interviewing me. You're not supposed to like in a
Critique
job interview.
you?
In a job interview, they don't go, "Oh, thanks for
That was
answering
a-
that question. That sucked."
That was a stupid fucking answer.
They save it for afterwards.
Man, I hope you bring it better on this next one.
Okay.
If you had to choose any era to live your life other than ours, I mean this one currently, which era would you choose and why?
I don't really vibe much with a lot of stuff before 1900.
Now, while you think about that, here's your final question, and we can wrap them all together.
Okay.
Just shut up. Do you think the internet has been more good or bad for human society?
Definitely bad, because it's given
Definitely.
Me,
Don't even have to think
no,
about it.
It's given me a platform, which that's not good for the world.
I think that's inarguable.
But no, I do not like the internet. Ross and I talk about this a lot. I wish I lived before the internet.
So if you were picking an era, well, I guess our era is the only one with the internet, unfortunately for us.
I'm picking like...
And fortunately for us.
Well, the thing is this. Obviously, the further back you go, starting right now, there's a lot of bad shit. Way worse shit. Like, we're getting better in a lot of things as time goes on, but we're getting also worse at a lot of things. So, like...
Like socially?
Yeah, socially. Like, I don't want to go back and be like, yeah, I want to go back and live in the 1920s because everything was great then. It's like, not for a lot of people, it wasn't.
Yeah, frankly, there isn't a time period you can pick where people weren't being persecuted and murdered. So
I feel like maybe, though, like, the 60s, like, if I was at a time in the 60s when I could do enough acid to forget about all the bad shit, maybe that would have worked.
What a fucking shitty thing. We have come to address American history more accurately, so now none of us can even say we want to go back to a decade. At any point.
Yep.
At literally any point. Because we're like, you know what? It'd be really fun to go back to the 60s. Oh. Well, hey, you know, what about the Oh. Like, you cannot pick a... It's tough. Slim pickings out there in terms of, times that were prosperous for all.
I'm going to pick an era in the future when that song, Imagine, by John Lennon comes true.
You know John Lennon was a piece of shit, right? I found this out, and I was so bummed.
Hey, what'd he do?
He was just generally... It's really bad. Just Google it. Just go read about John. Like, good quotes. Imagine... Come do acid with us, Dewey Cox. But, like, just a shitty person. Just a shitty, shitty, shitty person. So, I don't wish murder on anybody. I don't.
Go on.
That was the end of that statement. Did you pick an era?
I said 60s with a ton of acid so I could forget about all the bad stuff in the 60s.
Lit answer. Love that.
I've never even done acid.
And the internet, bad.
I've never even done acid.
I think that makes it even better.
Yeah.
It'd just be a brand new experience for
Yeah.
you. The internet, you were straight on, no questions asked. It's been more bad than good.
Yes.
More bad than good. The thing that we were discussing was how, and this has come up on the show recently, and mindfulness is something that we talk about a lot, and we've got sponsors that revolve around it, obviously. Multiple now. But the internet has completely changed the way human beings have to look at the world in one way that a lot of us kind of sweep under the rug. When you woke up 200 years ago, or 100 years ago, or 50 fucking years ago, the only news you had to worry about was whatever the newspaper had, which was running like 2 weeks late and on shit that was from across the world, probably longer. Like, it wasn't the 24-hour news cycle. It certainly wasn't when something happens 3 minutes later because you get a notification pushed to your phone. Now, it is impossible for any of us to stay in the moment because we're constantly distracted by the comings and goings of the entire goddamn planet at all at once. It just makes it impossible to stay in the present. It really makes it challenging. It's not impossible, obviously, but it's something that for me, and Jared and I talked about, it's like something I became more conscious of in this past year especially. It was the first time it ever became really, really challenging for me to stay in the present, stay in the moment, stay grounded, not disassociate, and I'd never struggled with that before, man, not at any point in my life, and I know that's me being privileged and being very fortunate to have never struggled with that before, and I realize that now, but when I first started struggling with it, I was like, fuck! And truth be told, a big piece of that puzzle is that I've worked on the internet for 10 years. It's a lot of years swimming around in this shithole, man. And it makes it tough to, if you don't focus on it and keep it something top of mind, it makes it tough to stay present. The internet really, really changed the way that all of our day-to-day... I mean, and the really fascinating thing that we got into in the car on the way back to the house to record was that, like, this has changed decision-making on every level. I mean, if you think about the amount of things you had to consider on a day-to-day, how much shorter that list was, and how much less complex life was just pre-internet, pre-technological boom. And the craziest part being that this shit was invented in our lifetime, my lifetime. Not even a lifetime has gone by with it in place. So it's brand new, and that's why it's such a disaster, and we've got the QAnon stuff going, and at this point it's like, it's not surprising. It shouldn't be as surprising as it has been to me that the internet is as much of a mess as it is brand new. It's also wreaking havoc.
I frequently, whenever I'm thinking about the internet, I go back to a quote from Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read that quote. It's our Earth. Like, you remember, like, you'd see future movies and everything was in the sky, like it moved to the sky. That's the internet. That's what it is. That's our sky. That's our future sky. We kind of thought we knew what it was, and it's flying cars. We didn't get flying cars, but we can send movies in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Not totally sure I understand all that, but it grounds me.
I miss Kanye on Twitter, man. He used to spit out some of the funniest shit anybody ever tweeted, bro. Ever. You know, people have like tweets of his framed on their walls. Funny guy. Low-key, the most underrated thing about Kanye is how funny he is. Like, he had hysterical lines in his songs. Shit that you didn't even realize was funny because it sounded so tight, but it was hysterical.
Can you pull an example off?
Not off the top of my brain. Hour and a half into the show. Functioning with very little power left in this. Bruce just woke up.
Ooh, big stretch.
Oh, yeah.
You see that? Oh, you can see it.
Yeah. This dude's living the life, the dream. I agree. It's hard for me to say if it's been more good or bad yet. I mean, obviously it needs more play. So far, bad, though.
Yeah.
So far, way more bad. It's not close. I really don't think it's close. It's like the mental health stuff, the political stuff, the social stuff, it's all so bad that, like, it really outweighs me being able to see, like, that my buddy from high school got a new dog. You know? Like, that was dope for about 6 months. Like, man, it's cool to be able to see everyone I've ever met's photo album that is completely misrepresentative of reality.
Yeah, I will say, though, FaceTiming family members is tight. That's something.
See, that's the problem. There's a lot of tight stuff, obviously, medicinally, in the medical community, in healthcare. Technology has done a ton. Entertainment, it's done a ton. Without technology, our version of this job that we do right here doesn't exist.
We wouldn't have jobs.
We'd have to do something else. Other jobs. They took our job.
The internet could take our job.
They took our. They took our. Yeah.
Is that your last question? Did I pass the interview? Did I get the job?
Yes. Yeah, you still work here. Unfortunately, you still work here. I think you did well.
Thank you.
I feel like people are going to come away from this episode with a better understanding of who you are fundamentally as a human being, deep down in your core soul, your true third eye, or whatever people say.
Well, you know where my third eye is.
Oh, man. Jerry Two Holes. Remember when I wrote that joke? I couldn't even read it.
Yeah, you were laughing too hard at it.
I cried earlier on the episode, dude. I don't think I've ever cried on this show before from laughing. I've only cried from crying.
Okay. It would be a lot cooler to me if it's like, yeah, I made Ross laugh so hard he cried on his own podcast, and he never does that. No, the reason why you laughed so hard you cried is because you pictured me in a gimp suit. Now you're gonna do it again.
We have to stop. We have to be able to leave the show on some kind of outro. Thank you for being here today. I apologize for everyone who has to walk away with the image of Jared in a gimp suit. No, I don't. You're welcome. You're welcome for the tears of laughter. May they have been different than the tears of pain you've experienced over the past 2 years. We've all had some, I think. You know the deal. Third episode this week is one place and one place only. Patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast. It comes out on Friday. Like every Friday, we have an ad-free episode that comes out on Patreon.
And we record that in this same room, and we just get a little more unhinged in this room.
Yeah, it's fair to say this room, the energy in here is different. Something in here is different.
It hits different.
It does. I enjoy it.
I do too.
Let us know how you felt about today's episode, which was recorded in a completely different setting than normal, with Bruce and Bella present. Jared and I just chilling in the Bolen Media HQ studio. And again, you can watch video on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search the Ross Bolen podcast, and you can watch today's episode in full. Go to patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast to support the show. Follow me at WRBOLEN at WRBolen on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Follow Jared at Jared Borislow on Twitter and Instagram.
Shouts to Mike Moody at Permanent Record Studios for producing.
Mr. Moody, thank you very much. Permanent Record, shouts. That's it. We'll be back Friday. Go to Patreon now. Join a tier. I dropped a column earlier this week as well. I'm probably going to write another one before Friday. Tomorrow is Thursday. So, yeah, I've got a couple days. Patreon.com/Ross Bolen podcast. Appreciate y'all. Stay safe out there. Enjoy. Have a great week. Go share the show with somebody today. Share the show. Share the Ross Bolen podcast with one person you know today. Appreciate you. Until next time. Deuces. Bye-bye.